Here's a video I'm watching about the evolution of supermarkets. I remember as a kid in Detroit, we had one supermarket in the neighborhood. It's called Packers. It was right across the street on Cass Avenue from my dad's radio repair store. And then there were still individual butcher shops in the area. The supermarket didn't kill off the butcher shops. It took a while for the butcher shops to be eliminated. But this made me think of the best pork chops I ever had. And I do not have them today. It was from the butcher shop. We'd go home and we'd get our meat at the butcher shop every night. You never kept it in the refrigerator. Go to the butcher shop and get your meat for dinner. And we would get pork chops, a lot of pork chops. I guess pork chops were cheap. So we'd have these pork chops, and they were good. And I never realized how good these pork chops were compared to the pork chops you buy today. I cannot buy a pork chop in the supermarket today that tastes as good as they did when I was a kid. And one of the things about the pork chops, all of them, the butcher cut them up, they were not thin pork chops like you have today. They were thick pork chops, almost an inch thick, with a huge rind of fat around the pork chop. Those were the best pork chops I ever had. Since then, the supermarkets have ruined pork chops by making them leaner and leaner, raising pigs with hardly any fat on them and all meat. So what consequences? One, they cut it thin, which is bad for a pork chop. And then the pigs themselves have no fat. It's all meat right up to the hair of their bodies. But anyways, this video reminded me of how good pork chops were back then. Oh yes, and I want to add, bologna was good. Much better than any bologna you can buy today. And they would cut it for you right there. And everything was wrapped in brown paper.